According to the Centers for Disease Control, diabetes is the 7th leading killer of Americans, and at the top of that list is heart disease. The African American and Latino communities have the highest percent of adults dealing with those conditions, so a Sacramento group is literally running to change that. KCRA 3's Mike Carroll introduces us to the group that calls itself Black Men Run.
You can do whatever pace you want to do. Whether you want to walk it, run it.
A Saturday morning meetup at Natomas Regional Park.
All fitness levels, from walking to running to walk and run.
All right.
You kind of just dictate what you think you're going to be able to do.
We got some that run, we got some that walk. Some people aim to do a marathon, some people just come out to come out.
They call themselves Black Men Run Sacramento.
People have a certain fear about running. It's not always the easiest thing to do. It challenges you in ways that you may not want to be challenged. And so once you get over that innate fear, it's really relaxing. It's really fun.
They take off in groups or alone at whatever level each runner or walker is comfortable with.
The message is to just be active. Just be as active as you can. And sometimes that's not always easy to do by yourself. Sometimes it's boring, sometimes it gets repetitive.
After finding out he was pre-diabetic, Taureen Kofer founded Black Men Run in 2014.
1,000,001 reasons to just kind of sit on the couch and hang out, which is why we have organizations like this.
According to the CDC, the Center for Disease Control, nearly 39% of adult African American men 20 years and older qualify as being obese. Among adult African American women, it's almost 56%.
I think a lot of African Americans have those health disparities, right? And it comes from a history of things, right? Some of it may be genetics, but a lot of it is been passed down from generation to generation, just trying to survive.
These men run to beat those statistics.
Exercise is a necessary thing for Black people.
Ready?
Add to that the effects of the past year or so of COVID-19.
Actually more sedentary now than I was when I was in the office. I could find myself sitting in that chair 4 or 5 hours at a time. Before we left, they were saying city's the new cancer. Well, it's definitely gotten worse during the pandemic for me.
Like everybody else, I done packed on the quarantine 15. So, I'm out here working it out with my brothers, just trying to get rid of it.
So they run to get healthy or stay healthy, but also running together to stay safe, because some of these men have always had to be careful about where, as a Black man, it would be safe to run.
When you look at some of the things that have happened over the past year, it's nice to be able to be out and know that, one, I'm not running on my own, so I don't necessarily have to worry about whether or not I'm running in the wrong neighborhood. When there's a group of us, there's some security in that.
And then there is the unifying battle that confronts us all, aging.
It goes pretty quickly, I'll say that. Take a couple days, couple weeks, couple months off, when you're in your 20s, and you can just pop back out, workout or two, and you're back with it. But nowadays, you take a couple weeks off and ooh.
Team leader Robert Cathy was inspired by his wife Nadine, a marathon runner.
I started running about 3 years ago because I was just inspired by my wife. She had run, I think, 5 marathons by then.
Robert ran his first marathon in 2019, inspiring his son, Thomas, who now runs in half marathons.
And I love the fact that Robert is out here with his son.
That's my baby boy right there.
And I wish my son was closer so I could say, hey man, come on, let's go out and do this together.
Together they meet and they run, for themselves, for each other, and for their lives.
You don't have to be ready to run a 5K, a 10K, a half marathon, or a marathon. You don't have to be ready to run at all.
That's the beauty of this group. There is no pressure. And it's really about finding your center, setting some goals, being a part of a community that's greater than you.
It doesn't matter if you can run. It's important to walk.
You can only get out and go 30 yards at a time. So what? Just come on out and do it.
I think this expands out even outside of the Black community.
It's open to everyone. The emphasis is on Black men, getting Black men out here and running, but it's open to everyone, male or female.
Any gender identity, anybody's welcome to come and run with us, Black Men Run.
Hey, you're not alone in your fight against, heart disease. You're not alone in this. There's other people out here, all ages, all levels of fitness that are out here to help you.
If you can't walk, you're welcome to come on out. It's about being active. That's what's so important.
With Black Men Run Sacramento, I'm Mike Carroll, KCRA 3 News.
And as you heard, Black Men Run Sacramento welcomes anybody to come out and run or walk with them. They meet up at parks in different parts of the city at 8 o'clock every Saturday morning. And you can find more information on that on their Facebook page. And they're also endorsed by Fleet Feet, which is a popular running store in this area. There are also Black Girls Run Sacramento and Latinos Run if you're interested. And you know, Golston, there are so many studies that really have proven if you have a buddy or a team and some accountability, people who are
accountability partner,
you know, cheering
yeah.
you on, expecting you to be out there,
Yeah.
you are so much more likely to reach your goals.
I love how they cut down on the part about being intimidated. Just get out and move.
Yeah.
Just get started.
Yeah.
That's where it starts.
First step.